And this is the cycle and the program that has to stop. So when you go back to the kids' jail and what they teach these kids and drug them up and put them back into, they become trained soldiers. That kid, that dude that punched that girl in the face, he's never right. You're not supposed to hit a woman. But that's part of that program where you internalize what the repressor's doing. You take it out on the people you love. You overreact.
What's going on, folks? This is your boy Dutch the Creator. I thought I'll get up here and do this video before I hit the gym here. I'm at Planet Fitness, about to get it in for probably about an hour and a half. And hopefully you guys are out there trying to make yourself a better self. But at the end of the day, I wanted to get up here and talk about the situation where the guy was hitting the woman in the restaurant, and the woman basically told her 14-year-old son to shoot him, and that he did. I would have done the same thing. You know, we don't know what that man was on. We don't know how hard his punches were to this lady. I know of cases where people got hit one time in the head and they died, period. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, I think the little boy did do what most people would have done if their mother was getting hit like that. I remember my mother got stole in the face when I was like 18 years old. She was at the gas station and she was by herself. The guy asked her for some change. She was about to give him 50 cents and he just wailed on her. And, you know, she basically had a black eye from that. And me and my little brother went out and we was trying to find that dude. And if we probably would have found that dude, it would have been over. So I get that. But aside from what actually happened, I like to talk about the bigger picture here on this channel, and Damon Dash actually brought up something that I didn't see anybody talking about.
Can I say something real quick?
Mm-hmm. Sure.
The biggest problem here is that was two black people that killed each other over no reason. And this is the cycle and the program that has to stop. So when you go back to the kids' jail and what they teach these kids and drug them up and put them back into, they become trained soldiers. But this is the biggest thing that's the problem is, number one, that dude that punched that girl in the face, he's never right. You're not supposed to hit a woman. But that's part of that program where you internalize what the repressor's doing. You take it out on the people you love. You overreact. That kid had a gun because in Chicago, whether you're a good person or not, you want to be able to defend yourself. Now, somebody puts their hands on your mother, yeah, you know, that's what's going to happen. Is that right in the law? That's a setup. Right. Make them aggravate each other enough to where they hurt each other. Now, look what just happened. I'm quite sure that dude that got killed has a kid. Now, that kid has no father because the mother got to do extra work. The kid's going to go to jail. And hopefully that kid's not old enough to have a kid, but more than likely he doesn't have a father or has a father that was incarcerated or got killed. And now the mother gonna go to jail. And if the mother got any other kids, now them kids are gonna get raised by the street. They just disenfranchise a whole family. 3 different generations will get affected by that. And you know what else is happening? It's gonna be news and they're gonna laugh at us.
Now, everybody gave their opinion and, you know, basically was rooting for this young man and his mother to not get charged. They charged them, but they then dropped the charges. And I think that, you know, the prosecutor did the right thing by dropping the charges. You don't need to put more trauma on these 2 individuals than need be. But Damon Dash said something that really, you know, resonated with me and what I talk about on this channel. Before there was a punch to this lady's face, there was damage done to not only the boy that shot the young man, but that young man, you know? It's 2 ugly sides to a coin here. You know, I talk a lot about the pushing and glorification of single motherhood onto the black community by the Democratic Party and feminism. and everybody who goes against masculinity. You know, I talk about this a lot, but I don't talk about that Democratic Party enough, I don't think. And that Democratic Party pushes a lot of these policies to where young men like that don't get help. Young men like that get sent to prison and get created. You see what I'm saying? And it starts with creating that environment of single motherhood, no fathers, no guidance, nothing, no masculinity around these young men. See, that man in that restaurant, you seen something in him that was untamed. You cannot tame the anger that you seen in that man. That man said, you know, get your food. Looked like he was turning into the boss level of Dragon Ball Z. And he wailed off and hit that lady. I done seen men like that in my neighborhood. I done seen that in the hood growing up. Them crazy individuals who sit there and fester and fester and fester. And I'm not giving them an excuse. What I'm telling you guys is it's a lot to do with this system that this government bestowed upon our people, because no one wins in this situation. That guy is dead, and that 14-year-old boy is traumatized. He had to kill someone, you guys. He had to kill another black man. He had to kill another individual. He had to kill someone. And I don't see no one talking about the psychological effect that this little boy is going to have after killing someone. I don't see that in the Shade Room's comment section. I don't see that in Baller Alert's comment section. And the only reason these outlets share these videos is to get a reaction out of black people to say condemn that guy, which he should be condemned. But we got to start looking at the bigger picture in these situations. We got to start looking at what is being delved our way when it comes to our community. You see? And it's the lack of fathers. It's the lack of direction. It's the lack of accountability in all of this. These men get sent to these boys' homes as children. And they get created into monsters, man. I seen anger in that young man. I was angry when I seen it. You know, I was along with all of you guys like, man, F that dude, blah, blah, blah. But after I heard, you know, Damon Dash on the Comedy Hype News talk about the perspective of the bigger picture, how the government and this whole systemic situation when it comes to making sure our young black men don't have guidance, making sure our young black men is raised by nothing but women. It is a plan. This shit is orchestrated, you guys. I talk about this constantly on my channel. It's a bigger picture out here. Like shit like this just... Do you guys see what I'm saying? Like, these instances just happen. And that guy just started wailing. It's not normal, like something... It seems like the Matrix, man. This shit seems like the goddamn Matrix. Like it was programmed or something. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I don't want to go that route. But, man, we got to start paying attention to things out here to the point where we looking at the big picture, the bigger picture. Y'all make sure that you start looking out for each other, you know? If you see a young man in your neighborhood or in your school or anywhere, talk to them. Talk to them. See if they have any type of masculine energy in their lives. You'll be surprised. We need to start being big brothers to these little dudes. That's all I got. Y'all go down in the comments section. Tell me what you think, man. No one wins in this situation. I'm out. Catch y'all on the next one.